Hi Reddit. I'm Fred. I'm 42, and I didn't realize how replaceable I was in my own family until the day I couldn't walk. It started with a torn ligament. Dumb accident. Nothing dramatic. Slipped on my sister's wet driveway, helping her fix her gutters. I didn't even complain. Just limped into the ER, got the MRI, and next thing you know, I'm on the schedule for knee surgery. I live with my mom and stepdad. Not by choice. They moved in with me 5 years ago when they fell on hard times. I gave up my bedroom, slept in the basement, took care of groceries, bills, yard, repairs, everything. And I mean everything. So when I told them I need help post-surgery, I didn't think I was asking for too much. Just someone to bring food, help with the stairs, maybe handle the dog walks for a week. They nodded, acted supportive. Of course, Fred. We'll be here. Family sticks together. You'll see just how much of a lie that was. Surgery went fine. Painful as hell, but manageable. I got discharged with a brace, meds, crutches, and a warning not to move around much. I got home, struggling to get up the front steps, and the first red flag was there was no one to help me inside. I figured, okay, maybe they ran out for coffee or meds. But when I got in, house was empty. No car in the driveway. No note. No messages. I texted my mom. No answer. I texted again. Still nothing. Stepdad? Also radio silence. I managed to microwave leftovers, pop some pills, passed out in the recliner. Next morning, I woke up to my phone blowing up. But not from them, from my cousin Mandy. Hey, your mom's pictures from Maui are insane. That water looks unreal. Maui. I thought it was a joke, until she sent me the pics. My mom, my stepdad, my sister, my nephews, all smiling on a damn beach with coconuts. They left. They took a full-on vacation and didn't say a word to me. Just vanished. The day I got out of surgery. I sat there with my legs swollen like a balloon, trying to process what the hell was going on. Thought maybe it was planned long ago. Maybe they didn't mean to be cruel. Maybe it was some last-minute emergency trip. You're probably thinking the same. You'd be wrong. So was I. So painfully wrong. Because what I found out next, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't miscommunication. It was a choice. A clear, deliberate choice. And when I tell you what they said when I confronted them, you're not going to believe the audacity. I didn't blow up right away. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe someone got sick. Maybe there was some last-minute offer they had to take. Maybe they meant to tell me, but forgot. So I waited. 3 days. Still no contact. My leg was killing me. I was surviving on protein bars and microwave burritos. I had to crawl to the bathroom once because I dropped the crutches. Day 4, I finally got a call. Mom. Hey, sweetie. Just checking in. How's your leg? No apology. No explanation. Not even a fake excuse. I kept my voice steady. Where are you? Oh, we're in Maui. Thought you knew. I said, no, I didn't. I got home from surgery and the house was empty. She laughed. Oh, honey, we figured you'd be fine. You're tough. We haven't had a vacation in years. You ever feel your whole body go cold? That kind of rage where everything just shuts down? That was me. I asked you to stay. You promised. Well, you didn't say it was urgent, she snapped back. Don't guilt trip us. We needed this. Then she said, anyway, we'll be back next Tuesday. Could you clean out the fridge before then? There was raw chicken in the drawer. I hung up. I didn't say another word. Didn't scream. Didn't beg. Something just snapped in me. I stopped doing everything. No more laundry. No dishes. Didn't water the plants. Didn't take out trash. Didn't clean. Didn't vacuum. Didn't refill the damn Brita filter. If the house was gonna fall apart, let it. I've been keeping everything together for years. They know real quick what happens when I stop. They got back 8 days later. The second they walked through the door, I knew I was in for it. Mom looked around, horrified. There's dust everywhere. Stepdad, what's that smell? My sister, did the dog pee on the carpet? I was sitting on a couch with my leg propped up, eating cereal straight from the box. Didn't even look up. You live here too, I said. Not my problem anymore. They lost it. Started yelling about how irresponsible I was. How I let the house go to hell. Said I was being petty, immature, dramatic. You let the plants die, my mom screamed like I'd killed a puppy. I just stared at her. You abandoned me while I couldn't walk. And now you care about the damn plants? But you know what, Reddit? That was just the start. Because the more I stepped back, the more they spiraled. And what they did next. Let's just say I learned exactly how much they relied on me and how far they were willing to go to get control back. After the meltdown over dust, the fridge, and a dead orchid, the house turned tense like a war zone. But I didn't back down. No more cleaning. No more groceries. No more holding the house together. No more being the backup caretaker they could activate when convenient. And that's when they realized I wasn't bluffing and went on the offensive. My mom walked into my room without knocking, holding some beat-up folder. "Do you remember whose house this is, Fred?" I didn't answer. Just looked at her. "Whose name is on the deed?" "Your father left it to us. We let you stay here, and we can decide to evict you." Ah, there it was. Except it was a total lie. The house is in my name. I took the mortgage. I pay every bill. They live here because I let them. But they gotten so comfortable, they forgot who kept the lights on. I stood up, pulled out the folder with the actual deed, dropped it at her feet. "Here, refresh your memory." She didn't touch it, just glared at me with barely disguised fury. Next day, my uncle showed up. Their backup. One of those traditional family values guys. Right at the door, he starts. "Fred, this has gone too far. You have to respect your elders. They need peace. You're creating a toxic environment." I didn't argue. I just showed him a list. Every task I'd handled in the past 5 years. Groceries, maintenance, bills, appointments, rides, dog care, itemized. With cost estimates. "You know how much money they gave me for all this?" I asked. He didn't answer. "Zero. And that was before they ditched me after knee surgery." He left without saying goodbye. Didn't even look back. 2 days later, my mom started a full-blown family meeting. She messaged every relative, telling them I'd become aggressive, that I was emotionally blackmailing her, and bringing everyone down. Cousins started unfollowing me. Some blocked me. One aunt messaged, "I'm ashamed you're part of our family." But let me tell you, Reddit, I was still wrong. Because they hadn't even started the real attack yet. Their next move was so low, so calculated, even I didn't believe it was real at first. 3 days after the family defamation tour, I got a letter. Not an email, a physical letter. Certified mail. From a lawyer. Not a public defender. A private one. Subject, eviction notice. They were trying to evict me. From my own house. I sat at the kitchen table with my crutch beside me, reading 3 pages of pure nonsense. They claimed I was creating an unsafe environment, behaving aggressively, intimidating family members, and neglecting household duties. Signed on behalf of Margaret and Donald Henderson, my mom and stepdad. Yes, they actually hired a lawyer to try and kick me out of my own home because I stopped being convenient. I called the lawyer immediately, calmly, no yelling. "Is this the residence of Fred Henderson?" "Yes." "Is he the sole owner?" "Yes." "He's the only one on the deed?" "Correct." "Then how would you like to proceed? In court or with a legal shutdown?" My lawyer was a beast. By the next day, we drafted an official response. By day 2, a counter notice. By day 3, I served them with a 30-day eviction notice. Mom broke first. She cried, screamed, "This is your father's legacy. We raised you. You wouldn't survive without us." Kind of ironic, because when I couldn't survive, fresh out of surgery, they were sipping cocktails on a beach. Then came my sister. You know the type, the quiet one until it's time to stab someone in the back. She called me up, voice cold as ice. "You're tearing this family apart. I'm calling the cops. You need help." I answer calmly. "Do it. Just know everything's recorded. And my lawyer's already involved." After that, silence. No calls. No texts. No threats. But you get it, right? They didn't give up. They just went underground to plan the next strike. And when I thought it couldn't get worse, they showed up on my lawn with cameras and journalists. Yeah, you heard that right. The next move was a public stunt. I was eating lunch when I heard shouting outside. I figured it was another Amazon delivery getting stolen or maybe teenagers messing around. Nope. It was my mom, stepdad, and a local news crew. They were on my lawn, holding signs. Real signs. One said, "Uncaring son abandons sick parents." Another, "Family betrayal in our own neighborhood." The camera was rolling. My sister was standing off to the side, giving some fake sob story to the reporter. I opened the door and just stood there watching them like they were on a reality show. Stepdad looked straight into the camera and said, "We just want people to know what we've been dealing with." I shouted, "You're trespassing." The reporter turned to me and said, "Would you like to give your side?" I said, "Sure." "You want the documents too?" Mortgage deed, eviction filings, medical records, timestamps of their vacation while I was on crutches. She blinked. Hard. Then I pointed at the camera guy. "You filming this? Cool. Hope you also film them getting removed for trespassing." I shut the door. "Call my lawyer." Call the police. 10 minutes later, 2 officers showed up. I showed them the footage from my ring cam. I showed them the eviction notice timeline. I showed them the letter from the lawyer they hired to try and kick me out. The cops were polite, but clear. They asked my mom and stepdad to leave immediately. Told the reporter she could run a story if she wanted, but advised her to review both sides thoroughly. The crew packed up. My sister screamed something about how I destroyed our family forever. My mom called me heartless. Stepdad muttered something about suing me. Spoiler, he never did. They left. Again, and this time it was quieter. No calls, no emails, just silence. But Reddit, this wasn't peace. It was a calm before the final storm. Because after failing to ruin my reputation, after failing to guilt me, sue me, shame me publicly, they went after my job. A week later, I got called into a meeting at work. HR, my supervisor, 2 people from legal. I wasn't nervous. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. That changed fast. "We've received multiple anonymous complaints about your behavior," HR said. Accusations of emotional instability, aggressive conduct, and creating a hostile environment outside the workplace. Outside the workplace. I knew immediately. It was them. I asked, "Did any of these anonymous sources happen to mention a public family dispute involving property and legal eviction?" They all looked at each other. I continued because I've got a folder full of documents that prove what's actually going on, and a lawyer who's dying to get involved if this turns into a defamation issue. My supervisor leaned in. "Fred, are your parents trying to sabotage your job?" I didn't answer. I didn't have to. He sighed. "Bring in the documentation. Today." So I did. Emails, legal notices, footage, screenshots of texts, even the clip from the local news showing my mom and stepdad holding signs on my lawn. HR went silent. Legal flipped through every page. One of them looked up and said, "Wow, they really went for the jugular, didn't they?" I nodded. "Still think I'm the unstable one." That was the end of it. No disciplinary action. No black mark on my record. Nothing. If anything, I gained respect. My supervisor later told me he admired how I handled it. But here's what pissed me off most. They didn't care what damage they caused. They didn't care if I lost my job, my home, or my mental health. They just wanted to punish me for saying no, for setting a boundary. And when every one of their plans failed, when they couldn't shame me, evict me, cancel me, or fire me, they finally did the one thing I never expected. They left. For good. But not before one final, bitter move that would haunt them more than me. They left 2 weeks after the HR stunt failed. No apology. No note. No goodbye. I came home from work one day and found the guest room empty. Closets cleaned out. Garage cleared. Even the fridge shelf labeled "Mom's stuff" was bare. There was just a single envelope on the kitchen counter. Inside, a folded piece of paper with 4 words written in angry red ink. "You'll regret this." That was it. No signature. No explanation. I laughed. The truth is, I already had regretted a lot, but not for the reasons they thought. I regretted letting them move in. I regretted sacrificing my space, my time, my health. I regretted ignoring red flags for years because they're family. But standing there in my own kitchen, alone, finally free, no regrets left. The house was quiet, clean, safe. The dog was happy again. I slept like a rock for the first time in months. And slowly, the messages from extended family stopped. The gossip dried up. Even the aunt who once said she was ashamed of me sent a weak apology on Facebook. Blocked. As for my parents, last I heard, they were renting a 1-bedroom apartment an hour away. No job, no friends, no support, just each other, and the fallout of their own choices. I didn't chase them, didn't offer a second chance. Didn't open the door when they came knocking 6 months later. I watched it through the Ring camera, didn't even flinch, because sometimes family doesn't mean unconditional love. Sometimes family means boundaries, and sticking to them no matter how ugly it gets. They thought I was weak. They thought I'd fold. They thought I'd be their doormat forever. They were wrong.